Hi lovelies, welcome back to this channel. If that is if this is not your first time here, well, welcome back to this channel. And if it is your first time, thank you for checking us out. Become a part of the community by subscribing to this channel. But I'm not going to waste your time or do any of those ramblings. I'm just going to go straight into the video. Now this video is about Amazon's first African original movie. Original African movie that Amazon has produced, Amazon Prime, and that is Gang of Lagos. Now, a lot of you must have seen this movie either via the Lego Mains that is on Amazon Video Prime or Amazon Prime, or anyhow you might have come across this movie. You know that this is one of the trending movies, and it is currently even on the top 10, trending in the US, is trending in Nigeria, trending globally basically. And it is from the stable of Jade Oshiberu. According to this lovely woman who directed and co-produced this movie with Lala Akindoju, by the way, she said it has been a journey of 10 years. It has been coming for 10 years for her. Now this video is going to take a slight twist, because I know some persons are yet to see the movie and I don't want to drop spoilers. And also I know some persons have seen it and they've started rating it. I've seen different ratings on the internet from 7 to 10, to people giving it something as low as even 4, 5 out of 10. I'm not going to be doing that rating, at least not in this video. What I'm going to be doing basically is giving you my opinion on the movie, while also opinion as in my review, my criticism, whatever it is that I think of the movie. Please note that all these are my personal opinions, not a reflection of any other person's. But also I will be sharing some fun facts about Gang of Lagos with you, just because this movie is one that interests me. I've been following, since they started principal shooting back in 2021. I have been following up until the release on the 7th of April 2023. So you can say that's a journey of about 10-12 years for Jade Oshiberu, the director and producer of this movie, which is what interests me. For you to carry a baby, nurture a baby, and just watch it blossom into something accepted worldwide. I think it's something that a lot of us need to look into, especially since Jade has also produced some phenomenal body of work, some Giddy Up to Isoken. She has given us works and movies that just you will want to see, just changing the narrative of basically storytelling in Nollywood. And that is something we've all been clamoring for. At least if you've been checking my videos on Nollywood movies and the reviews, and me sharing my opinion. So let's start with fun fact number 1, which is something I think I've said so many times, and that is that Jade Oshiberu has been nurturing this baby for about 10 years. It started way back when she was producing, when she was in Indani TV, Indani TV, the channel that makes movies and all that in Nigeria. She was with them then, and she was producing Giddy Up. And they shot some scenes in Isaleko back then. And, she said while shooting the scenes, some of the scenes, she noticed just how close together the houses in Isaleko are built. And she was exposed also to the ruggedity and, just how things are in Isaleko. And so she came up with the idea that you could make a story around this, around the life. There are some persons whose lives basically revolve around Isaleko, and they've not seen any other thing outside of that. And that was how she got the plot of the movie Gang of Lagos. And Gang of Lagos basically follows the story of 3 childhood friends. Obalola, whose real name is Akonde. We have Ife, and of course Ebon, that is Gift. 3 of them grew up in Isaleko, and they nurtured the dream of living the Isaleko life behind and just forging ahead and doing something good. Balola wanted to go to San Francisco. That's how he pronounces it in the movie. And but destiny, life happened, and their destiny and their life forever became changed. And that is basically the premise of the movie. It's one of love, one of sadness, one of ambitions, and one of if you believe in destiny and you not being able to change it, yeah, it is something of that sort also. And beware though, there's a lot of violence in this movie, so if you're one that you actually don't like the sight of blood and heavy violence, gun, sexual sins, smoking, if all of those vices are not something that you subscribe to, you might want to avoid Gang of Lagos, or you must be ready to have your remote control, whatever it is that or from whatever device you're watching it from, on your phones or whatever. You must be ready to forward some of these things, and you have to forward a lot of these things actually, if all of things like that actually you don't like to see it. Now let's move on from the plot. Let's talk about the characters and how Daddy Osiberu came to bring these persons to life. There's this lady Fushon Williams, and she's a model. Daddy Osiberu said she just saw this lady on Instagram and said, oh my god, I love your complexion, I love your height, and I think you'll be perfect for this role. Now, how did she cast Toby Bakri, who took his first lead role ever in this movie? And it's a movie of this magnitude. Jade Osiberu and Toby Bakri had earlier worked on a movie together, and Jade liked Toby's work ethics. She described Toby as somebody who's really humble, and you would think somebody coming from Big Brother Niger house might not really have what it takes or what it is that they're doing. She says Toby is willing to learn. Toby does not come late to set. It is those were the things that appealed to her about Toby, and she casted him. And we have Adesua Itomi, who is a phenomenal actress. We have Bimbo Ademoye. We also have Chike, the musician, coming into this as an actor, and he actually did do a fine job. All of the actors really did amazingly well in Gang of Lagos. You can't fault the casting, although I would say when it comes to the casting, I would have been really excited to see Bimbo Ademoye take on the role that Adesua did. Adesua has shown her prowess. She has shown that she's really flexible, and you can't box her when it comes to roles she takes in Nollywood. She's gone from the lover girl to the villain to she's taken a lot of roles, and she's shown her versatility. But I think Bimbo has not been able to really show that. We know she's funny, we know she's can be posh, she can be this, she can be that. We've seen her in some roles, but those seem to be limiting roles. I would have loved if Bimbo was casted as not as Tenny now, but as Gift Ebon, the character that Adesua Itomi Wellington played. And Bimbo actually echoed my thoughts, because in an interview she said that when she got the script, she thought she was going to be reading for Ebon, basically also because she grew up in the streets. Bimbo has shared her story of growing up, having been from the Lagos, one of the rugged parts of Lagos, growing up there. So she said that she's actually from the streets, and so she thought she might get the role of the lady in the trial friendship, but unfortunately she didn't get that. Her role also was phenomenal. She killed the role, the way she switched languages, the way she switched character, emotions and all that. She showed range, but would have loved to see her just cutting people's necks, just being the hit girl in the midst of criminals. That would have been lovely to see, but that did not happen. Adesua did good, and of course Bimbo Ademoye did good. Now, speaking of Adesua, do you know that she's one of the executive producers of this movie, alongside her husband Bankole Wellington? Yes, the Wellingtons are one of the executive producers, including Tunde Demorin, who is a very close friend of the Wellingtons, and the husband to Tools, the OAP. Jade Osiberu, of course, executive produced. Lala Akindoju also produced this movie alongside Jade Osiberu, and a lot of other amazing executive producers in this movie. Now, the plot, the storyline, very beautiful, well played. Actually, this movie did drag. It's over 2 hours long, about 2 hours and 4 minutes. So if you're somebody who will not sit down for a lot of movies, I promise you there are some things that you can actually fast forward and you will still understand the movie totally better, you still understand the movie, and you will be good. Oh, I forgot to mention Tayo Faniro. I saw Tayo Faniro in Gang of Lagos for the first time as an actor, and I think he did a good job actually. Although his character did not stay so long in the movie, but he had enough screen time to leave a mark in at least for me. And I don't know about other producers in Nollywood who might see the movie. I don't know if this is going to open the gates for Tayo Faniro and getting lots of more, acting roles in Nollywood. I don't know, but fingers crossed, and I hope that it really happens for him. Anyways, moving on from that, we have Olakunle Farotimi, who did amazing as Kazim in the movie. But no, let's not dwell too much on the cast. I've already moved to the plot and the storyline that I said is good. Cinematography, beautiful, excellent lighting. They did so very well in what's it called now? Costume department did amazing, and of course set designers did a very good job, because there was a scene actually in this movie that I learned while watching the movie, that it was built on set. It wasn't like a house. There was a scene where Tenny and Obalola had a conversation from their windows, and I heard that that's not like a physical building. It was built on set basically for that scene, and I think that's beautiful, showing us the growth that Nollywood has made. But of course, coming from a movie sponsored by Amazon, I wouldn't expect anything less. They did a very beautiful job. Jadi Oshiberu also mentioned how she got the Amazon gig. By the way, she did sign a 3-year deal with Amazon, if you did not know that. So we have some 2.5 years, 2.5 years with Jadi Oshiberu and Amazon, and she has intel that would see some melodramatic movies, you see some love movies, you see some comedy movies. We are even going to see horror movies, some spiritually themed movies. She has intel that a lot is in the works between Jade and Amazon, and we are so going to love every production that both of them will put out. Now, on how she got the Amazon gig, she said it just happened for her really good, really beautifully, because prior to that, herself and BANKOGBI, who is also an executive producer on this movie, like I mentioned, we're already going from one investor to the other, asking for people to put their money in this movie, and they're going to get returns, even though that when they go about canvassing for resources for these movies, they're not very sure how well these movies will do on the big screen. She was hoping it was going to be a cinema movie or something. She did not know that it was going to be a global movie like this. She was thinking it was just going to go to Film House, one of those cinema houses, but that did not happen for her. Amazon actually acquired this movie. They had a deal, and for 3 years contract, and we are just really glad that this is coming from the stable of this woman, coming from the stable of Jade Oshiberu, who has also mentioned that it's been a long time coming, and when it comes to success in the Nollywood space, she's been there for so long, writing movies, producing movies, directing movies, and it just seemed like it's not happening for me. When is it going to happen for me? I've been cheering others on, and look at it now happening for Jade Oshiberu. Now, I can't say that there isn't anything that I want to talk about concerning this movie as a form of criticism, so to say. It's not exactly a criticism, but it's something I noticed, and I think we can improve. And this is something I've always said about movies that incorporate the Yoruba language. From Kule Afolayan's movie that is usually more of Yoruba language, this movie also had more of Yoruba speakers, but for whatever reasons, these guys spoke Yoruba language like they are not Yoruba people. In other videos, in other circumstances, in a casual note, I've heard Toby Bakre or Balola speak Yoruba language, and he speaks Yoruba language like a proper Ogun State boy, a proper Yoruba boy. But for whatever reason in this movie, Toby Bakre's English Yoruba language, Yoruba, I don't understand. Even Tenny, Bimbademoye's character, who is supposed to be a Sheshede, who is supposed to be somebody who has gone out of the country for a while and is returning to the country, our Yoruba language was smoother than Toby Bakre's Yoruba language. Pronunciation of the Yoruba language in this movie, and really that irks me. I don't like it. And that's why we understand. We can understand with her that our Yoruba language might not be so fluent, given that she's not like a frequent Yoruba language speaker. I think, I'm not really certain, but I think our Yoruba language also did not make a lot of sense in this movie, actually. But she's for a badass. When she speaks Yoruba, it's like you've taken me from your badassery. But Toby, really, I don't understand why his Yoruba felt forced or something that did not come from inside. It felt like something surface level kind of speech or pitch. I don't know. I just don't get it. It didn't really work for me. But it's something you can what's the word now, you can look away from it and just know that it's something you can work on. But so Bimbo did amazing. Even Tayo Faniron's Yoruba language was good. Chioma Akpota, yeah, exactly, Chioma Chukwuka featured in this movie. And Igbo language, even Chike's Igbo language, you would know that these are native Igbo language speakers, so I expected that level from Toby Bakri, who is also a native Yoruba language speaker, but that did not happen, and I don't like it. Chioma did amazing. She had majorly monologues in this movie, and she delivered. What else are you going to expect from a thespian? Chioma has been in the game long enough that for her interpretation of a role, a character, not to be amazing and phenomenal. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to put a pause here and just let you also in the comment section let me know what you did not really like about Gang of Lagos. For me, I think this is the language part is the only part that I can point to. Every other part was actually good. Some people do actually believe that some of the scenes were dragged, especially from the childhood aspect of it, because it took us Toby was making a voiceover over everything, like he was telling a story, so it took us from his childhood into the conditions and the situations that made him who he is currently, and that basically forged the path that he has chosen to follow. So yeah, they feel like some of the childhood scenes could have been cut, or we could have done without some of the scenes. But I would love to hear from you in the comment section. If you have seen this movie, please let me know. If you have not, please just go see Gang of Lagos, so you can also become a part of the conversation in the comment section. Let's make it interactive. I'm going to see you in the next one. Until then, guys, take care of yourselves and bye.